Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scout Sports 101 Browns and NFL early games update show. Uh, we've got a full day of NFL football for you. We'll talk about today's Browns game, and then coming up the bye week. And right now they trail 14-6, third quarter, 12:55 to go, second and 10. At the Cleveland 28, and the Browns have the ball right now. And we'll get to all of that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101, week 10, week 11, excuse me, trivia question. It's week 11. Uh, and it's a Saints trivia question, the Browns' opponent. When did the Saints have their first winning season? And I'll have the answer later on the podcast. It's week 11 of the NFL regular season, and we've got a full day of NFL action going on today. Uh, right now, the Browns are in New Orleans taking on to take on the Saints. They're taking them on right now at Caesars Superdome. Jameis Winston is back after back playing against his former team, and this game between the Browns and Saints could be a game of revenge against these two teams. The Browns are coming off their bye week, and the Browns have had plenty of time to prepare for today's game. I think uh, we are going to see a really good game out of Jameis Winston, but right now that has not happened. They've been held to just one touch. But don't count the Saints out by any means, because they are looking to improve their record to 4-7. And the Browns will look to go to 3-7 with a win over the Saints. Uh, Jameis Winston played as a member of the Saints from 2020 to 2023 before joining Cleveland. The Browns are back to coming off as they have come off a bye in Week 10 and are looking to find some momentum as Winston continues to lead the team for the second half of the season. Winston's first two starts for the Browns have been inconsistent after playing exceptionally well and leading the Browns to a win against the Ravens. The veteran QB struggled in a blowout loss to the Chargers in Week 9. Success for the Browns will easily be determined. Excuse me, based on which version of Winston plays on Sunday. But in general, Cleveland's offense is in desperate need of a spark, as the team is averaging a mere 16.4 points per game. While the team hopes to get Winston untracked, the Browns will look to establish the run with backs Nick Chubb and Jerome Ford. Big games for wideouts Jerry Jeudy from wideouts. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman will help the cause. The Saints are 3-7 right now, looking to go to 4-7 coming into Sunday's game after breaking a 7-game losing streak with a morale boosting 20-17 victory over the NFC South rival Atlanta Falcons last week. And it's a 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 30. Browns still have the ball. Let's see if they can score a touchdown. The Saints are led by veteran quarterback Derek Carr, who has amassed 1,494 yards and 12 touchdowns this season. Running back Alvin Kamara remains the focal point of the offense, contributing both on the ground and through the air as he leads the team in rushing and receiving with 15 yards and with 715 and 421 yards, respectively. Another threat that the Browns defense will have to deal with is veteran wide receiver Marquez Valdez Scantling, who joined the team after injuries to wide receiver Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave in the Saints' victory against the Falcons. Valdez Scantling scored 2 touchdowns. I do feel before I say that, during the 2024 season, the Saints have shown signs of regression on defense, allowing 24.6 points and a whopping 385.6 yards per game. This raises questions about whether the unit led by linebacker Demario Davis and cornerback Alante Taylor can contain the Browns' physical attack. And right now they have done. Oh, the Browns just scored a touchdown. They just scored. It's tied at 14. So the Browns are right back in this game. And it was I want to see who Jameis Winston passed deep to Elijah Moore for a 30-yard touchdown. A 2-point conversion attempt. Winston passed to David Njoku was complete. Attempt succeeded, and it is tied at 14. So right now, the Browns will kick off. The Saints will have the ball. I do feel the Browns will come away with the win over the Saints by the final score of 23-17. So we'll see if I can if I get that right. We shall see. And we'll get to more of this in just a second. But right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 11 trivia question. It is a Saints trivia question, the Browns' opponent. When did the Saints have their first winning season? If you said 1987, you are correct. The Saints finished 12-3 that year. This also marked the first year the Saints made the playoffs. They lost 44-10 to at the Minnesota Vikings. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Now we're going to do my picks of the week as I tell you about today's games. And we're going to go back to the Thursday night one. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders, 26-18 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And the Washington tried to come back, but Philly really dominated this game, and so, well, Washington didn't have the early lead, but they could not overcome that hurdle. So I took Philadelphia, and so did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. Right now, now with today's games, the 1:00 games, the Green Bay Packers are in Soldier Field taking on the Chicago Bears, their rival. It's 14-13. Green Bay, second attempt at Green Bay 39. The Bears have the ball. And I took Green Bay, and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. Shucks. Took and my brother took the Bears. He took my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He did take the Bears. And the Detroit Lions are in the third quarter with and they have 31 seconds left in the Green Bay Chicago game in the third quarter. The Detroit Lions are all over Jacksonville, 35-6 in the third quarter with 5:05 left, and it's a first and I think a first and 0 at the Jacksonville 5. Lions have the ball, And the Bears just scored. The extra point attempt is hopefully will be good, and it's 19-14. It'll be 20-14. And Detroit just scored another touchdown, and it's now 41-6. I took the Lions, and so did my brother-in-law. He took the Lions all over Jacksonville. Jacksonville just not doing anything right. Jacksonville have the ball with 4:16 left to go in the third quarter. The Miami Dolphins are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. I took the Dolphins, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He took the Dolphins as well. And they're up 17-12 on the Raiders, and the Raiders are about to kick off, so the Dolphins will have the ball. The LA Rams are in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium taking on the Patriots, and they're up 21-13 on New England. New England's about to kick off. So the Rams will have the ball. I took the Rams. My brother-in-law and I took my brother-in-law took the Patriots. So that's that's two we don't agree on. The Browns are. I took the Browns, and my brother-in-law took the Saints. Still tied at 14. In the third, and I took the Saints. My brother-in-law took the Saints, and I took the Browns for that game. And and it's the 3rd and 14. New Orleans first 7. The Saints have the ball. Hopefully, the Browns can stop the Saints from scoring. The Baltimore Ravens are in Pittsburgh at Esquire Stadium taking on the Steelers. They find themselves trailing 12-7 with in the third quarter with 10:46 left to play. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 30. Baltimore has the ball, and I took the Ravens, and so did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He took the Ravens as well. The Minnesota Vikings are up 16-3 on the Tennessee Titans. They're in Nashville at Nissan Stadium, taking them on. 8:30 left to go in the third. 1st and 10, Tennessee 2. The Titans have the ball. And I took Minnesota. So did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He took the Vikings as well. The Indianapolis Colts are taking on the Jets at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And they find themselves, the Jets just scored. They find themselves down by 17-16. And I took Indianapolis, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He took Indianapolis as well. And that rounds out they have 2:55 left to go in the third quarter. Jets are about to kick off, and those are the 1 o'clock games. The late games, the 4 o'clock games, the Atlanta Falcons are being Empire Field at Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. I took Atlanta, so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. And my the Seattle Seahawks are in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, take on the 49ers. I took the San Francisco 49ers, and so did my brother-in-law. The Kansas City Chiefs are at, for tonight's Sunday night game in the. No, it's a late game for the Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City is in Highmark Stadium taking on the Bills. And I took Kansas City. My brother-in-law took the Bills. That's 4 we don't agree on. Sunday Night Football. The Cincinnati Bengals are at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California to take on the Chargers. And I took the Bengals, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. And Monday Night Football. The Houston Texans are in Big D, Dallas at AT&T Stadium to take on the Dallas Cowboys. And I took Houston, and so did my brother-in-law took the Cowboys, excuse me. So those are 5 picks that we don't agree on, my brother-in-law and I. And Arizona, Carolina, the New York Giants, and Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, Tampa Bay are all on a bye week this week. So But hopefully the Browns can. The Browns got the ball back. It's the first. New Orleans went 3 and out. It's the first and 10. Cleveland 10. 5:27 left to go in the third quarter. And before I sign off, we will see if the Cavs can make it 15-0 to remain undefeated as they take on the Charlotte Hornets at as they take on the Charlotte Hornets at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The tip-off is at 6 p.m. and you can catch that game on Bally Sports Ohio, which is now FanDuel Sports Network, so you can catch it there. So hopefully the Cavs can remain undefeated. Hopefully they can go to 15-0. So, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Browns and NFL Week 11 update show. I'll be back with the early late game sports game show once the Browns and Saints game and all the early games have concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.